As you come up to the witness stand, when you get here, if you will, before you have a seat, turn around and face the deputy and raise your right hand. He'll swear you in.
You swear to affirm to the testimony that you're about to give is true, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so that you got.
Okay. And ma'am, once you have a seat, just be careful about the rolly chair next to the ledge there. And then if you'll scoot up to the microphone and then state and spell your name for the record, okay?
My name is Dorothy Jean Coley. Dorothy is D-O-R-O-T-H-Y. Jean, J-E-A-N. Coley, C-O-O-L-E-Y.
And good morning, Ms. Coley. How are you?
Fine.
Have you ever gone by the name of Dorothy Jones?
No, I haven't.
Do you recall ever telling the police your name is Dorothy Jones?
I don't require it else. No.
I can't
No,
hear her.
ma'am.
I can't hear her.
Yeah, you'll just make sure and speak into the microphone, okay? Thank you.
Are you working?
Yes.
What type of work do you do?
I'm a cook.
And how long have you been a cook?
13 years.
And do you have children?
I have 3 kids.
Are you from Atlanta?
I'm originally from Alabama.
How long have you lived in Atlanta?
40 years.
Where in Atlanta did you grow up? Or
On Brookline.
and what part of the city is Brookline?
The West End.
And do you recall what was your address on Brookline?
825 Brookline Street.
How long did you live at 825 Brookline?
Ooh, at least about 25 years.
Who did you live on Brookline with?
My mom and my stepfather.
Can you describe for the jury the community on Brookline? Who lived there? What type of people?
Good people. A good neighborhood.
Was it a mixed ethnic community?
It was more African American than it was anybody.
And was it a friendly neighborhood?
Yes, ma'am.
While living on Brookline, did you ever meet someone named Chris?
Yes, I did.
How did you meet him?
We were just hanging out, playing and stuff, you know, like little kids do. Kids.
Were you older or younger than Chris?
I was older.
If you can think about how much older are you than Chris?
I don't know, ma'am.
Is it 5 years, 10 years? Can you give me that?
10 or 15 years, something like that, I guess. He's around my brother and them age.
You keep looking somewhere. Do you recognize anyone?
Yes.
Okay. Who do you
Yes.
recognize?
Chris.
All right. Is this the same Chris that we've been talking about?
Yes.
And where is he in the courtroom? Who do you recognize as Chris?
Chris, sir.
Who are you pointing at?
The sir with the suit, the blue suit, ma'am.
Okay. And the blue tie?
Yes.
You're right. Let the record reflect that she's identified Mr. Wolfenbarger.
The record will so reflect.
Now, you said he was around your brother's age.
Yes.
Okay. I know I'm not supposed to ask a woman her age, but approximately how old are you?
Middle 40s.
Okay. And then how old is your brother?
My brother's in his middle 40s. I'm 58.
You're 58. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you said that you kind of would hang out with him. Is that on Brookline?
Yes, we just hung out in the streets playing ball.
So you're not that he lived with anyone?
His wife.
Now, when you first met Chris, about how old was he?
I can't correct. I don't know what kind of age, but he was like, ooh, it was in the 90s when I first met Chris.
when you first met Chris, did he have a wife?
I don't know if he was married or not when I first met him.
Family, to your knowledge, on Brookline?
I don't know if it was his family, but he used to be over there at Rick's house next door to us, named Rick.
Now, was he living at Rick's house or would he visit Rick's house?
He just be at Rick's house.
When you say just be, is that visit?
Yes.
And when you said that he had lived across the street, is that different from Rick's house or is that the same house?
That's different from Rick's house.
From your house at 825, was Rick's house next door to you?
Yes, ma'am. Next door.
And then you said at some point in time, he lived across the street from you.
Yes.
Do you remember the address across the street from you?
Like 826 or 827, 827 or 829 across the street.
It was across the
Yes.
street.
All even numbers on one side and all numbers on the opposite side.
Okay, so you were at 825, so he's across the street, so it'll be 826.
26 or 828, something like that.
Okay.
830. It was one of those.
And when he lived across the street, was that when he was living with his wife?
That's when I met his wife over there, yeah.
When he was living with his wife, would Chris still spend time hanging out with you?
We would just hang out in the street. Yes, ma'am, we would.
Would his wife hang out with you all?
No.
And when you say you would hang out, would that be at your house or somewhere else, or where would you hang out?
In the street or on our porch, or their porch.
And when you say their porch, are you talking about Rick's porch or are you talking about across the street?
His porch, Rick's porch, and our porch. We just hang out like that.
Now, you said that you saw his wife. Did Chris ever introduce you to his wife?
No.
Did you ever know her name?
I didn't know her name. No, I did not.
How did you know it was Chris's wife?
He told her that was his wife.
Can you describe what she looked like? Do you remember?
She was a pretty young lady. She was pretty.
Do you remember anything about her characteristics?
I didn't see her much. So,
If you saw a picture of her, do you think you may recognize her?
yes.
You recognize system number one?
Yes.
Okay. How do you recognize system number one?
I remember her face. She's pretty.
Okay. Is that the wife that you're referencing?
Yes.
Can I sit there, please? Okay.
And do you remember her from back when you saw her across the street?
Yes.
At any time, did you ever see her with any children?
One.
One time you saw her with children, or you saw her with one child?
One child.
When you saw her with the child, was it a young baby, a newborn, an older child walking? How old did
It
the
was
child?
walking.
How often did you see her with that child?
To my recollection, I seen her about 3 times with her and the child.
Did Chris ever introduce you or show you the child?
No, he didn't introduce us.
I apologize, ma'am. If you'll just make sure and speak into that microphone.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Can you say your answer again?
No, he didn't introduce us.
Thank you.
Now, when he was living across the street with his wife, did you know of anyone else living at that home?
No, no, ma'am.
When they were living together, would you hear anything going on at their house?
Arguing.
Could you describe what you would hear?
Bad language. Arguing, and you might hear something break or something like that.
Did you ever see anything like physical happening?
No, ma'am.
How often would you hear these arguments or things breaking?
I heard it like 3 or 4 times.
3 or 4 times total, 3 or 4 times a week, a day? We say 3 or 4 times.
I can't pinpoint it 3 or 4 times a week or something like that.
Would you hear anything else besides arguments or glass breaking?
No.
Would you hear any screaming or yelling?
Just arguing and telling folks to stop doing whatever they was doing and stuff like that.
Was that a male voice or a female voice that
It
you
was both voices. Both voices.
Do you recall meeting with me a few days ago?
Yes.
Okay. And being with my investigators?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall telling us that you heard her screaming?
Yes.
Okay. So did you hear her screaming?
Yes.
Why didn't you want to say that a few minutes ago?
I don't know.
Did you ever see this one with any injuries?
I seen her like a bruise up under her eye because she had shaves on. That was it.
It was at one time you saw her with the bruise?
Yes.
When you would hear any of the arguing or the yelling, did you ever call police?
No, ma'am.
When you saw that injury and she had those glasses on, did you ever speak to her about her injury?
No, ma'am.
Did you ever speak to Chris about any of the arguing that you heard?
No, ma'am.
And were you friends with Chris at that time?
Yes.
Now, did there ever come a time when you no longer saw the woman at the house?
Yes.
Did you ever talk to Chris about not seeing her at the house anymore?
No, we just asked Chris where his wife was, and he said that she was leaving him.
Is there any point in time where you stopped seeing Chris in the neighborhood?
Yes, later on, yes.
When you say later on, what do you mean?
I stopped seeing him like 6 or 7 months after.
After what?
Oh, in the 90s, so he didn't stay over there long.
Okay. So let's talk about it. You said you first met him in the 90s.
Yes.
Is this early 90s when you first...
When I first met him, it was like 97, 98 or something like that.
When you first met Chris?
Yes.
Okay. So when do you think is the last time you met Chris?
About 99, something like that. When the last time I saw him, something like that.
99 was the last time you saw him?
Yes.
Now, but you said when...
I moved away from after 99. I did.
Okay. And we'll come back to that in a moment. Do you remember, again, when we met, talking about meeting Chris in the late 80s?
90s.
Okay. Is that fair to say that that's when you first met
I was just guessing the years, but yeah, I met him in the 90s. That like 89 through 95 or something like that when I first met him.
Okay. 89, 95, when you first meet him.
Yes.
When you first start seeing the wife, when is that roughly?
Like 90, 97, 98, something like that.
Okay. And then you said you left the neighborhood in 95.
I left the neighborhood and I moved to, what is it? Sylvan Road.
Okay.
Sylvan Road.
Now, you left in 99. When you said you stopped seeing Chris in the neighborhood, is that before you left in 99?
Yes.
Did Chris ever come and say goodbye to you?
No.
Did he ever tell you he was leaving the neighborhood?
No.
Do you recall when, if anything happened the last time you saw Chris?
No, ma'am.
Do you recall some type of cookout with Chris?
We used to cook out on the street. And in the back. Yes, we used to cook out.
Do you remember telling me about a particular cookout?
We had a cookout and we went in the backyard.
Whose backyard?
Chris in the backyard.
And in the backyard, was there anything that you were having to cook out on?
Like somebody made a platform, cement.
And was that at Chris's house?
Yes.
And that's the house that he was sharing with his wife?
Yes.
And at this cookout, was the wife there?
I didn't see her.
And to your knowledge, had Chris built this platform in the back?
Yes.
Now, did there ever come a time where you had to clean out Chris's home?
The rent man had us to clean the house out.
And is this the same house that he shared with the wife?
Yes.
What type of things were you cleaning out of the house?
Clothes, furniture, and clothes.
If you can recall, I know it's been probably some time, were these women's clothes, men's clothes?
Men's clothes.
And as far as time frame, is this cleaning of the house before you left off of Brookline in 99?
I used to work for the man cleaning houses.
Okay.
It was Mr. Holyfield used to own the houses, and Like when people move out and stuff, what he had was to clean his house. So, I don't.
Do you remember if it was did you clean this house when you started living on Sylvan Road, or were you still living on Brookline?
I was living on Sylvan Road then when I cleaned the house.
And this cookout that you're referencing with Chris, is this before or after you would see the woman that we've been talking about, the wife with the baby?
Was it before or after?
Yes.
It was after I had seen his wife.
Do you know anyone named Norma Patton?
No, ma'am.
Do you know anyone named Tina Patton?
No, ma'am.
What about Carl Patton?
No, ma'am.
Court's indulgence for one moment.
Sure. Thank you. Mr. Seaman?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Two.
At what point is there a penalty?
I'm going to put like an electric shock on it for lawyers, so.
Get a stun belt for me. Tell me your name again.
Dorothy Jean Coley.
Coley.
Cooley.
Cooley?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you ever go by the name Dorothy Roundtree?
I was married to a Roundtree.
You were married to a Roundtree. And at some point, did you go by the name Coley, Colley?
And no.
Okay. And I think you already said you never used the last name Jones. Is that right?
No, I haven't.
Do you remember being interviewed by the police back in 2003 one time?
No, sir, I don't remember. I don't recall.
Okay. Do you remember a Detective Calhoun who came out to 825, 827? That's where you lived, right?
Yes.
Do you remember a detective coming out and talking to you and asking you many of the same questions you were just asked here?
I don't recall them coming out to my house. It's been so long, sir.
Okay.
I don't remember a police questioning me.
Okay. Well, not on that occasion.
Yes.
You know, other times there were police
Yes.
who questioned you,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
We'll talk about that. So the events that you're talking about were essentially, will go back 35 years ago, correct?
Something like that, 30 years, yeah.
Yeah. Because you said that you originally met Chris, my client, about 10 years before you met the wife, correct?
I met Chris was young when I first seen him coming over to the next door.
Okay. And, you know, well, like, how old was he then, do you think? Was he living there then?
No, he wasn't living there then.
Okay. How old do you think he was then?
I don't know, sir. He's about the same. He's around the age of my baby brother is. So, my baby brother, when we first met Chris, they were still in school. He was in school.
Give me a rough estimate. Just
17, 18 or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, so that was what he was 10 years before when you saw him over on Brookline.
What do you mean, sir?
I can just ask questions, and you've got to help me by answering.
I don't know how old he was, sir.
Okay. But if he's the same age as your brother.
I say he's around my brother's age.
Okay. Well, I mean, where was he living when you first met him?
I don't know where he was living when I first met him.
Okay.
When I first met him, I used to just see him over there next door to the man's house. I don't know if he was living up here or not, but that's why I met him on Brookline.
Okay. How often would you see him during this period? I just wrote down 1989 through 95.
How many times did I see him?
Yeah.
I can't count, sir.
Well, every day?
Every other day.
Every other day?
Yes.
Okay. Beginning in 1989, say.
89 or 90, something like that when I first met him.
Okay. And then you say at some point he actually moved in to one of the
He
houses.
moved in across the street from us.
Right. Because you said you're in the odd number houses and he moved into a house in an even number.
I was staying in 825. So he was staying across, so he was them even numbers on the other side.
Right. And that's a duplex also, correct?
All of them was duplexes, sir.
Right. So when you're in your house and you're hearing arguing across the street, it's from one of it's from the duplex, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And in the duplex was a man named Troy Keys. You remember that?
The white man stayed across the street from us.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I remember Mr. Troy.
And he lived with Mary Williamson.
I don't know who he lived with.
Well, there was a woman named Mary who lived there for many years, right?
When I met Mr. Troy was there by himself.
Okay.
It was a lady staying with him. I didn't never see her.
Okay. But they were living in the duplex across the street, which was connected to the house, as a duplex connected, had a common wall.
Yes.
With the house that Chris was living in.
Objection, Your Honor, because he put in.
It's the same house that Mr.
Ma'am,
Troy.
I apologize for interrupting, but there's an objection I have to deal with before you answer, okay? Thank you.
Mischaracterization of the evidence, because he said they, and her response wasn't a they. It was a she doesn't know a they.
Okay.
So,
If she understands the question, she can answer it. I'm going to overrule it. Go ahead, Mr. Samuel.
Okay. So there's a duplex across the street from you,
Yes, sir.
just like your house was a duplex.
Yes, sir.
There were people living on the other side of you also, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And at night, sometimes you'd be in your house and you'd hear arguing from the house across the street, correct?
Be on the front porch.
You'd be on the front porch
Yes.
and hear arguing across the street. And it's coming from inside of a duplex.
Yes.
Okay. And in the other duplex was Troy and sometimes this woman Mary, correct?
Yes.
And sometimes in the other half, the duplex was where Chris and Melissa lived, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you didn't know Melissa very well, right?
I didn't know her at all. I just met her, just looking,
Okay.
passing by or whatever.
Okay. So you never had a long conversation with her about
No.
anything?
No, sir.
You never met two kids. You just saw one kid.
I just seen one kid, sir.
Okay. For how many years did you see them there together?
I seen the lady and the kid 3 times, at least 3 or 4 times, sir.
Okay. How about the lady, you're talking about Melissa, right?
Yes, sir.
Without the kid, how often did you see her?
I didn't never see her without the kid.
Okay. So over the course of the entire time that you saw Melissa, there were 3 times, excuse me, can I start over? Over the course of the time that you were living there, you saw Melissa a grand total of 3 times.
3 to 4 times, sir.
Okay. Over how long a period of time is that? Months, years?
It was like 3 times. If I seen her, when I see her, she was getting in the car to go to the grocery store, wherever they was going. I didn't never see her out mingling with nobody, sir.
Okay. And never had a conversation with her?
No, sir. High and by, that's it.
High and by. Okay.
Yes.
But you talked to Chris.
Chris used to hang out, yes. We used to talk.
Okay. And you knew Chris for however many years, 7, 8, 9, 10, before Melissa moved in
Yes.
to the duplex with him?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know when they got married?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay. Do you know a man named Don Perone?
I know a man named Don, but I don't know his last name, sir.
Where did he live?
Brookline?
Okay. By the way, when you described the arguing, you said you would hear screaming back and forth. Is that right?
I would hear them telling people to stop doing whatever they was doing, sir.
Okay.
If they was arguing and fighting or whatever, I would hear them say, stop doing whatever he was doing. To her, just stop doing it.
Okay. He would tell her to stop doing something.
She would tell him to stop doing something.
Okay. And did you hear him screaming at her also?
Arguing, they was arguing back and forth like.
Okay. And this went on for how many years?
I don't know how many years it went on, sir.
That you heard?
That I heard,
Yes.
it wasn't no years. I heard it like 3 or 4 times out of just say 3 or 4 times out of a week or something like that.
3 or 4 times per week you would hear arguing?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay. All right. During this period of time, you were convicted of some crimes, weren't you?
Yes, I was, sir.
Okay. In fact, you've been arrested about 11 times, right?
Yes, I have, sir.
You've been arrested for aggravated assault?
Yes, I have, sir.
Been convicted of aggravated assault?
Yes, I have been, sir.
Okay. You were arrested for theft?
I don't know about no theft, sir.
Theft by receiving?
Theft by receiving, yes, I was.
You were arrested for burglary?
Not as I recall.
Okay. You were convicted of prostitution?
No, I was not, sir.
You were arrested for prostitution?
I was arrested for prostitution.
And soliciting sodomy, right?
That's what they say, sir.
And those are all proper, but
You were,
I think that's a withdrawn objection.
well, I'm going to object any further of the arrest questions as improper.
Okay.
you were, during the same period of time, 1998, you were arrested and went to jail for battery, family violence, correct?
Objection, improper questioning. Your
It's
Honor.
not impeachment. I'm trying to show she's not even there because she's getting arrested.
I'm gonna give you a little bit of leeway, Mr. Samuel.
You were arrested for battery, family violence in December of 1998, all right?
But who I was arrested for family violence.
Yeah, you want to see?
Yes, I do.
Sniper.
Yes.
Battery.
Remember that?
No, sir, I don't, but I remember getting arrested. I don't know. I didn't get arrested about no family.
You got arrested for battery.
I got arrested for battery and wasn't against none of my family.
Okay. The charge is family violence battery. I just showed it to you,
You
right?
just showed it to me, sir.
Okay. And then
You did. Yeah.
after that, hindering apprehension of a criminal you were arrested for?
Objection, Your Honor. What year does it still be improper?
2009.
Can y'all come here for just a minute?
You say you never used the name Dorothy Jones?
No, sir, I haven't.
Okay. most of the events we've been talking about here are for events that occurred, and again, I know we don't know a particular starting date, but late 80s, 89 or 90, up through 99, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you speak up a little bit?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. And is it fair to say, maybe this is, just kind of rhetorical, that
My objection is rhetorical because
take out the rhetorical. I want an answer.
He hasn't phrased it yet, so I can't tell him to rephrase, but go ahead.
Yeah, forget the rhetorical. If you were approached by the police in 2003, would you have been honest with them?
Would I have been honest with him?
Yeah. Would you be honest if a policeman wanted to interview you in 2003?
Yes.
Okay. Would you have told them the truth about your name?
Yes, I would have.
Okay. And if in 2003 you were interviewed by a detective were you living on Brookline in 2003?
No. I had moved from Brookline. My mom and them still stayed on Brookline. I go visit my mom and I'm on Brookline.
Well, maybe I should ask you another question. Do you know anybody by the name Dorothy Jones?
No, I do not.
That's not your mother's name.
My mama's name is Stella Shanks.
Okay, I just want to make sure. So if you were interviewed by the police in 2003, you would have been honest with them?
Yes, I would have.
You would have been honest about your name?
Yes.
And you would have been honest about not ever having talked or seen, let me take that back, not ever having that you didn't know Melissa at all, correct?
No, sir, I didn't.
Okay. And now we are 22 years later, right?
Right.
From this event in 2003 that I'm asking you about. And really we are 25 or 26 years later than any observations you had when you were in Brookline, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to say yes or no.
Yes.
When was the last time you saw the people who lived in the other half of the duplex where Chris and Melissa lived?
It was a long time after I left from over there I seen here.
I'm talking about Trey Keys and the woman Mary who you saw occasionally.
It was a lot.
objection, Your Honor. Miss improper characterization of her testimony.
Well,
She never said she saw Mary.
Well, I'll just remind you that the lawyer's questions aren't evidence, and he can ask the question, and if she understands it, she can answer. So I'm going to overrule your objection. Go ahead, Mr. Samuel.
I'll just withdraw that and be more careful. Did you, in fact, meet the other person who lived there with Troy, or do you know, named Mary Williamson?
I didn't know her name, but I used to see a lady over there, but I didn't know they stayed together, sir.
Okay. How often did you see her over there?
I don't know.
Did they come out to barbecues also?
They used to, I don't know if it was he couldn't hear you or nothing. The man that stayed over there, I think he was couldn't hear. He couldn't hear or nothing. But all I used to do is just pass by him and speak to him and stuff.
Okay, but I'm asking about the woman who was occasionally there with you.
I don't know nothing about her, sir. I don't know.
But you saw her there.
I saw her 1 or 2 times there.
That's all right. Those are my questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Hilton?
Thank you. And I want to ask you about this Troy and this woman that Mr. Samuel talked about. When you would see Chris and his wife, did you ever see Troy, that woman at Troy's house?
No.
So when you're talking about the arguing and the screaming, is that coming from Chris and the wife, as far as what you could tell from where you were sitting at on the
far
board?
as I could tell.
And did you actually, do you know who Melissa is?
Not really, ma'am.
Chris's wife, not met, when you saw Chris's wife, did you know her name?
No, ma'am.
You just recognized that lady in the picture I showed you earlier,
Yes.
and you recognize her to be Chris's wife.
Yes.
I have no further questions.
Thank you. Anything else, Mr. Samuel?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. You may step down. You are excused. So, ladies and gentlemen, my intention was to take a break around 11:30, somewhere between 11:30 and 11:45.